The question that is often asked is, can worldly wealth bring one contentment? Can money make a person happy? Well, why not? If a man has everything that money can buy, why shouldn't he be content? But the answer is not so simple. True happiness lies in things that money cannot buy, like a loving marriage, good health, obedient children, and following the commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sayyidina Abu Dharr radiyallahu anhu reports that the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said something to the effect, "O Abu Dharr, do you regard excess wealth to be richness?" I said, "Yes." To which he sallallahu alaihi wasallam replied, "And you regard less wealth to be poverty?" I said, "Yes, O Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam." He said, "That is not the case. True wealth is the contentment of the heart, and true poverty is the poverty of the heart." Narrated by Sunan al-Kubra of Imam Nasa'i. Ali Baba is dozing off in his armchair when Yahya enters the room the following evening.
Nana, why don't you go and sleep on the bed?
What? Oh, I must have dozed off for a bit there. No, I'm fine now. These power naps really help to freshen me up.
Nana, did you hear the sirens earlier?
Yes, I peeped out of the window, but I didn't see anything. It must have been on one of the other streets.
Aha, I think it was. I wonder what it was all about. So, Nana, can we continue with the story? I'm done with all my homework.
Always eager for more, hey, my boy? All right, where were we?
The evictions from your businesses, remember?
Yes. Well, after that, we had no choice but to move our businesses from 14th Street to the Oriental Plaza in Fordsburg. Businesses wasn't the same and the rentals were steep, but we tried to establish ourselves in our new surroundings. And after a few years, the plaza became a popular place to shop.
And what about your houses in Fietas?
Well, the group areas continued to evict people from their homes, but many of us stood firm against them and refused to move. We were happy and settled in Fietas, even though we now had to travel to work, but the plaza wasn't too far away. At least we were better off than those people who had been forcibly relocated to Lenasia.
Yes, I read about that. And Nana, what happened to Ash?
Ash wasn't prepared to take a shop in the plaza. He felt it was too much against his principles. So he sold whatever goods of his he could salvage and went full-time into politics. It was a difficult choice and it really impacted on his boys. But he felt he was doing the right thing. His wife Julie stood by his side throughout it all. She attended every meeting and rally and protest, and she did all the paperwork for the Pageview Residents Association. Ashraf's boys grew up into teenagers, and they lived a carefree life. Ashraf and Julie were so busy setting right the affairs of the oppressed that they hardly had time for their sons. From a very young age, the boys had to fend for themselves.
Did you live near them, Nana?
Just a couple of streets away. We were on 13th Street and they were on 15th Street. Ashraf's sons, Farouk and Hasan, were good friends of your Muhammad Mamaji, and they practically lived at our house. There was not a day that they weren't here for a meal, and they even often ended up spending the night when things were too crazy at the Gani house.
Crazy? What do you mean, Nana?
Yeah, you see, Ashraf's political activities were common knowledge and all sorts of people would gather at his house until the late hours of the night. Political struggle figures, businessmen, doctors, housewives, and even the vagrants from the street. They would come to him with their complaints or to join the struggle against apartheid or sometimes just to chill. It was a fascinating time, but also dangerous. Ashraf and Julie's house was often raided by the police, looking for evidence that they were acting against the government. Of course, they were careful to hide everything and they never did get caught. But for the boys, it was all a bit overwhelming. But then one day, something terrible happened.
What happened, Nana?
Ash. Ashraf. He was shot.
Shot? Oh no. What happened, Nana? Did he die?
I can't speak now, Yaya. I'll tell you another time.
It is a bitterly cold evening and Miriam is pacing up and down on her front porch, worrying about her husband, Ml Hasan, who has not yet returned home from the afternoon maktab class which he teaches. Suddenly she hears sirens approaching and looks up to see a police car pulling up in front of her house. She watches in surprise as a policeman gets out of the car and helps her bruised and battered-looking husband from the back seat.
Ya Allah, what in the world did they do to you?
Evening, ma'am. There was an incident with your husband on his way home. Let me just help him in. Ah, there you go, sir.
Hasan, look at you. What happened?
I'm okay, Mariam. Come, let's go in.
I'll leave you now, sir. I just have to go and file this report, but I'll be in touch tomorrow morning. You'd better get that shoulder x-rayed later.
Thank you, officer. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't come when you did.
Just doing my job, sir. Goodbye.
Come, sit down. This is terrible. Your face, it's bleeding. Let me clean it. There.
No, wait. It stings.
I'm so sorry. I hope the bleeding stops. Hasan, tell me, what happened?
I don't know. It was so quick. I was on my way home at the robot, and then it was so sudden. There was a police car behind me with sirens blaring. They made me pull over onto the side of the road, so I stopped, but...
A police car? The same one you came home in now?
No, it was another police car, but there were fake policemen in it, crooks pretending to be cops.
Ya Allah, what did they do to you?
I showed them my license, but then this one guy, he pretended to be a cop, and he asked me to get out of the car. I didn't think he would be fake. I tried to push him aside, but another guy with a gun got into the car. They took my wallet and my phone and just pushed me onto the road.
Oh no! How could they do that to you? And you're so badly hurt.
No, I mean, my cheek looks really bad. But that other guy, the real policeman, he checked it and, he said, no, I don't need any stitches. Oh, my shoulder. Oh, that's really sore. I think I'll have to get that checked up tomorrow morning. I don't know, probably maybe get an x-ray or something. Nah, other than that, I think I'm okay, I think I'm just a bit shaken up.
In the car? Did they take it?
Yes. They drove off with it.
Oh no! What are we going to do now? The Ford was the only car we had.
I know, Mariam. I know. But Alhamdulillah, at least I'm alive and in one piece. We can always work and, maybe get another car. Allah is the most merciful. We must have faith that, what He has planned for us is in our best interests. We just have to be patient and we must make shukr in all conditions.
Nazia returns home early from campus and goes upstairs to her bedroom. She drops her bag onto the floor and throws herself down on her bed, erupting into heart-wrenching sobs, forgetting to close her door behind her.
Nazia, are you okay? Naz, did something happen?
No, nothing. I just can't.
Shh, it's going to be all right. Here's a tissue. Do you want me to call Mommy? She's gone to get some stuff from the butcher, but she should be back soon.
No, don't call her. She doesn't even understand how I'm feeling.
So, you want to talk about it?
Oh, I just mean, I just feel, I don't know.
Is it a boy? Did some guy break your heart?
I wish. If anybody tries that, that will break his legs.
Is something happening at campus?
No. It's not so simple, Zaidan.
What do you mean?
It's the way I feel all the time, you know? Just so empty and desolate inside. Like I have no purpose in life.
But you do have a purpose, Naz. See how much you've achieved. You're studying psychology and you've always been on top of the class.
Yes, but nothing makes me happy.
Oh, some kind of depression.
Duh, of course it's depression.
So, why don't you go for therapy? I mean, you're studying psychology. Obviously, you've learned that everyone with any type of mental health condition needs some kind of therapy.
I've started counseling. But well, some days everything seems so pointless.
Don't cry, Nazia. It will be okay. You'll see. There's always sunshine after the rain.
I suppose, Zaidan. Who will I have to confide in when you leave for that fancy boarding school?
I'll be home on weekends. And besides, Bilal and Jarir will still be here. You can talk to them.
Ha! As if. Those two are so insensitive. They'll never understand how I feel. They just take everything as one big joke.
Farouk and Salma are sitting down to a late supper that evening, the radio playing in the background.
Must you always have that thing on?
It's just the radio, Farouk. How will I get the news otherwise?
Get the News 24 app on your cell phone.
Not all of us have time to keep checking our cell phones.
I'm only on my cell phone all the time because of work, Salma. You know I have to keep on top of things so that the business can run smoothly.
But you're always on the phone with Rubina.
Rubina is my secretary. Of course I have to keep in touch with her all the time. I have to speak to her about what is going on at work. You know how it is with the import-export industry. We're always dealing with companies in other countries. And we're on different time zones. So obviously I have to speak to Rubina at all hours of the day.
Is there something going on between the two of you?
Don't be ridiculous, Salma. I've told you that before. No intelligent businessman ever mixes work with pleasure.
But Farouk, don't you think it's time you stop working like this?
Then who's going to maintain your expensive lifestyle, Salma? And pay for schooling, varsity fees, overseas holidays, all the luxuries we are so accustomed to. We need money to run our lives, you know.
I know, but, well, I've been thinking, maybe we need to start downscaling. We already have tons of money, and we're getting older, Farouk. Maybe it's time to start taking it easy.
Don't be crazy, Salma. We're only in our 40s. Now is the time that we have to make the most of our health and work hard so that we can have an easy old age.
Yes, well, Farouk, there was something I wanted to ask you.
What is it?
The kids and I were talking the other night, and they were wondering if you have a secret. I mean, another.
And in local news, there has been a hijacking in Page View.
I want to listen
An
to
imam
this.
was
Suddenly you're
assaulted by two armed
interested
men
in the
who dragged
radio.
him out of his vehicle and threw him to the ground, hijacking and stealing the vehicle and driving off with it. The suspects, who are still on the loose, were pretending to be policemen. The imam, Ml Hasan Gani, has suffered multiple lacerations on his face and a fractured shoulder.
Farouk and Salma listen in astonished silence as the news of Farouk's brother's hijacking is mentioned on the evening news.
Ya Allah, Farouk, did you hear that? That's your brother Hassan.
عشوة شوف العشوة عشوة فيها لمة عشوة تسعد قلبك في برنامج عشوة في برنامج عشوة. لا 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 في خير الليالي.
We're excited to announce that the Radio Islam app is available on Android as well as the iOS platform. Download it today. Access seamless streaming, salah times, recipes and all other features available for free from Radio Islam International.